Noah Lyles heading into 200 at Worlds. I don't plan to lose. Tokyo. Noah Lyles had a simple message about his favorite race, the 200 meters. I don't plan to lose, he said. Anyone who calls that brash, arrogant, or unsportsmanlike would fit right in with the sprinters trying to prove him wrong at World Championships this week. There's been a lot of chirping, some shoving, and at least one not well-received glare over the past year in sprinting's longer and sometimes less appreciated race. The 200 meters has become a three-man drama between Lyles, the three-time defending world champion, along with his American counterpart Kenny Bednarik and Olympic champion Letsile Tebogo. Opening heats for the 200 start Wednesday, with the title being settled Friday. Though all three runners were in the 100, it's the 200 that's their specialty, and that has overtaken the shorter race as the marquee sprint of these worlds, and maybe the next ones in the Los Angeles Olympics, too. Sports breeds tension. It breeds competitiveness. Lyles said, if there's only one goal and multiple people, you can't be all nice and smiling and say, yeah, I'm okay with somebody else winning. No, that's not how it goes. Lyles and Bednarik made headlines last month when Lyles stared down his rival as he passed at the end of the 200-meter title race at the U.S. Track Championships. Then Bednarik responded by giving him a two-handed shove. Unsportsmanlike, expletive, and I don't deal with that, Bednarik explained in the heat of the moment after the race. The racer nicknamed Kung Fu Kenny also explained that he took issue with Lyles' preening when he hadn't run through the rounds in the 100 the way Bednarik had. A respect factor, Bednarik called it, then reminded everyone that he had beaten Lyles at the past two Olympics. They finished 2-3 in both. And next time we line up, I'm going to win. A brief moment in the interview area after an early heat in this week's 100 stood out. Lyles was talking with reporters while Bednarik breezed behind him. Good job, bro, Lyles said as he turned around and quickly slapped hands with Bednarik. They are expected on the U.S. relay team later this week. So there's certainly some benefit to building chemistry in a race where the American men are sometimes a disaster. But that tension has been the talk of the meet, so much so that even Usain Bolt fielded a question about trash talk early in the week. I don't think Noah's as crazy as dealing with Justin Gatlin, the American who pushed Bolt the furthest over the years, he said. I think Gatlin, over the years, was a different breed because he came up in an era where trash talk was just normal. For me, it wasn't really an issue. I know when I'm prepared, and you could say whatever you want and it would never be a problem. The third runner in this drama is Tebogo, a surprise winner at the 2024 Olympics in a race Lyles ran despite having COVID. Tebogo was asked after that race if he could see himself as a front man for track and field. He said he probably couldn't because he wasn't an arrogant or loud person like Noah. He later clarified, saying he and Lyles were friendly off the track, but when you get onto the track, it's all about business. Earlier in these championships, when asked about the relationship with Lyles, Tebogo said he preferred to stay out of the spotlight and let my legs do the talking, regarding a widely held sentiment from that race, that Lyles would have coasted to victory had he been healthy. There's this. Tebogo won in 19.46, which was faster than Lyles' run since 2022 when he clocked 19.31 to beat Michael Johnson's 26-year-old American record. All three sprinters were involved in the 100-meter final. Only Lyles ended up with a medal, a bronze after taking gold at the Olympics and the World Championships before it. Bednarik finished fourth. Tebogo, not a favorite by any means, was disqualified after a false start, and who knows if that one fewer race will play a factor in the split seconds that will decide Friday's final. Lyles mentioned a scenario he was asked about recently. Would he take some other color than gold in the 100 in exchange for a world record in the 200? I said, I think I might take the two. Lyles said, half of that comment has already come true. It's hard to imagine Lyles, who got a late start in training this year because of foot injury, will put Bolt's 19.19 in jeopardy over the next 3 days of racing at Tokyo National Stadium. But he says his 100 and 200 don't always correlate. The American had 3 world titles in this race, though, as Bednarik took pleasure in reminding everyone, those bronze medals from the past 2 Olympics, the first of which came 4 years ago in Tokyo, will always be part of his resume. Usually when I have my best 200 years, my hundreds aren't as fast. Lyles said, "There's a lot of excitement going on in the 200. Obviously, I have the energy. Obviously, I have the motivation. I plan to go out there in full force and jump off the cliff, so to say, with all the enthusiasm in this race." Noah Lyles has long been considered one of the sport's most electrifying figures. With his trademark charisma, blazing speed, and an uncanny ability to rise under pressure, he has carved his identity as not just a runner, but a performer who thrives when the world is watching. Heading into these championships, Lyles already has credentials: multiple world titles and Olympic gold, and a reputation of being a man to beat in the half-lap sprint. But championships are not run on paper. They are fought and won in the lanes, under the bright stadium lights, with the weight of expectation on one's shoulders. And Lyles, more than anyone else, embraces that pressure. I know people always bring up past champions, past times, past rivalries, Lyles said in a pre-race press conference. But when the gun goes off, none of that matters. All that matters is who crosses the line first. And I don't plan to lose. A field full of fire. The 200M at this year's championships is not short of drama. Young Botswana star Letsile Tebogo, fresh off his stunning performances in the 100M, has become the darling of sprinting purists. His long strides, unflinching composure, and fearless racing style making the perfect foil to Lyles' explosive, personality-driven approach. Then there's Erriyon Knighton, the teenage prodigy turned established rival who has made no secret of his hunger to dethrone Lyles. Knighton has consistently hovered near the American champion, learning, evolving, and waiting for the moment to strike. Tokyo could be that moment. And let's not forget Jamaica's Oblique Seville, whose consistency across the sprints has put him firmly in the conversation. In a country still longing for a successor to Usain Bolt, Seville's quiet determination provides a sharp contrast to Lyles' loud proclamations. This is not just a race. It's a generational showdown. The shadow of history. Every sprinter at 200M lives under the long shadow of Bolt's 19.19 world record, set in 2009. For years, athletes have inched closer but never quite broken through. Lyles himself has flirted with history, clocking jaw-dropping times that keep fans speculating. Could he be the one to finally topple Bolt's throne? Yet for Lyles, the goal in Tokyo is simpler. "You can't chase ghosts," he explained. "I've said it before. I'm not running against history. I'm running against the people next to me. If I execute, the times will come. The medals will come. But first, I need to win, and I plan to win.